On March 13th, 2020, in the middle of the night, Breonna Taylor was killed by the Louisville police as they illegally executed a drug raid at the wrong address for a person they had already arrested earlier that day. She was an aspiring nurse. She had dedicated her whole life to serving others. Until her death, Breonna had been working as an EMT in Louisville when the coronavirus pandemic hit. She was working at 2 hospitals to save lives in her community. She survived repeated exposure to COVID-19, only to have her life cut short by senseless police violence. She and her family deserve justice now. Join the fight and stand with Bree. Visit standwithbree.com, www.standwithbree.com, and call 502-735-1784 to demand justice for Breonna Taylor right now. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So, go ahead and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. My name is Taryn Love Rains Warwood. I'm a writer, poet, author, and curator of dope shit. Random Thoughts of Rain is my head music. It is the audacity of tough dialogue inspired by a YouTube video that I happened upon one day between James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni. These were conversations that were introspective, thought-provoking, and heartwarming in that they truly touched my soul. It touched my heart to watch the volley of their brilliance and passion, the openness and vulnerability of my generation versus your generation proclamations pave the way to one thought. I have been blessed to meet many brilliant souls in my lifetime, and I want to talk to them about everything. These are Random Thoughts of Rain. Welcome, everybody, to the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast. My name is Taryn Love Rains Warwood, and this is my very, very first podcast. Yes, so I'm super excited. First, I just wanted to tell you the reason why I decided to do a podcast. I was on YouTube and randomly came across a video of conversations between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. And I sat and I watched every single second of those conversations, of those videos, and it gave me one thought. I said, man, what if we could do something like that with today's creatives? What if I could just have those, totally unfiltered conversations with the creatives of today. I've been blessed to know and meet a lot of amazing creatives and artists and entertainers and musicians. And I want to talk to them. So that's what the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast is all about. And I'm super excited because my very first guest, drum roll please, the one and only Miss MJbaker. The crowd goes wild. Hey, MJ.
What up?
What's up? How are you?
I'm great. Fantastic.
Awesome. So, just so for all the listeners out there, this conversation is completely off the cuff. Nothing has been prepared. That I really wanted everything to be organic, and I just wanted to talk, and that's how every show is, how every episode is going to go. I'm just going to call some of my friends, and we're going to talk, and we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the world. So, MJ, first tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you are a special gift to this world.
Okay, so my name is MJ. Well, my stage name is MJbaker. And I'm a singer, songwriter, musician. And I'm a performer, so I have to say that because I feel like, singing and playing are different from performing.
True.
So yeah, singer, songwriter, performer, host, / part-time poet. I'll get a poem in me. So yeah. And,
dope poet at that.
Yeah, and I perform all over the country.
Yes.
And sharing my gifting of song with the world.
Awesome, cool, and what a wonderful gift it is. I can honestly say. So when it comes to, we're just gonna jump right in. When it comes to MJbaker, what is it that separates MJbaker from the world, from the rest of the world?
Well, I would say I bring authenticity to my music. Mm-hmm. Everything that I write is definitely within me. And, I just feel like there's nobody like me out there. I have my own sound. And a lot of people may say, oh, you're giving me this kind of vibe, but not. So I feel like my sound, creativity of my music, my lyrics, and just the heart and soul that I put into it. But my authenticity. I don't try to be anything other than myself and my music.
Awesome. That's cool. I think it's important, more so now than ever, to really tap into that authenticity and not trying to be like anyone else. That's one of the things I can say that I really love about independent artists is that, independent artists, it's almost like, independent artists were forced to take that road of authenticity because they didn't fit into the mold. But it has been, from a personal perspective, I think that it's been successful. I think that independent artists have been successful at being themselves. If you think about, people like Lizzo and even people like India.Arie, Janelle Monáe, even though they're not independent artists, they started out just being themselves, what I mean, from the jump. And one of the things I always remember was an interview that Pink did, where she was talking about how when she first got into the industry, they wanted her to change so much, right? And then she got to a point where she realized that it's not about trying to fit into the mold and fit into what everybody wants you to be, So did you start out with that thought process of as far as your authenticity, or when you decided to actually perform and share your talent with the world, what was the driving force behind that?
The driving force was really kind of like, it was an unctioning that I needed to do it. Because to be honest, when I was a little girl, we all have, when we grow up, we're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. When I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher, a guitar player, and a singer, all in one, And so, but I never said, oh, I want to be like this particular artist, or I want to be like this. I just knew it was something that I liked to do.
Yeah.
And so when I decided to perform, and actually my first time, like, really I didn't even take it seriously when I did the cipher, and I think for you and Cupid were hosting it. I think and that night when I got up to sing, I just was being myself. To be honest, I never got up and said I compared myself, but I never said I want to be like that artist.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I would compare myself. And I would say one of the artists that inspired me was India Irie.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I heard Video, I was like, oh, transparency in the lyrics, and she writes how she talks. And so I was very blown away by that, and I admired that skill. So I would say when I started, and I was writing songs before India Irie, but I did say, man, if she could be herself in her music, I can be myself.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what that self was. I didn't know who Megan and MJ. I didn't even know who that was at the time.
Gotcha. And, it's funny. There is I actually came across one of those videos from the cipher way back when we were at 331.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's cool to see. I see the growth in myself, but it's also really cool to see the growth of the artist too. Because I think you were I think you were singing a gospel song. Oh no, you were singing. You kind of remixed "He Loves Me" into a gospel song, and I'm gonna have to send it to you after we're done. But it was that version though. Oh my gosh, it gives me chills every time I hear it.
That's when I used to. That was when I was in my church girl sexy outfit.
Yeah.
I used to do the leggings. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I thought I was being so out there. I would just wear these leggings with platform sandals or whatever you call it, wedges, and these tight. This is when I was like 50 pounds lighter than I am right now. These tight ass cardigans and pearls. Okay.
I think you can see your pearls clearly in that video too.
Listen, and the pearls were me taking it to the street. The pearls was like, the pearls meant, oh, that girl's going out on style.
Yes. Add a little flavor. You had to add a little flavor with the pearls, honey.
The pearls was me take me to a ball. Let's go.
I love it. But I'm glad that we've been able to capture experiences like that and things like that, because it's really cool to be able to go back and look at that, and see your growth as an artist, and everything that you do. Now, with everything that's going on, right? We won't even mention it, but with everything that's going on, have you had more time to write? Have you been writing?
Yes. You know what? It's like, I know, because I know some people are really struggling with this. Yeah. I'm not, I don't want people to think I'm making light of it, but I really was like so excited when they were like, let's shut this shit down. Because
me too.
It was as if my inner man, my spirit was like, bitch, you need a break.
Yep.
So, and before all of this happened, because I was working. So this is real. I embraced it.
Yeah.
And it threw a lot of people off, because a lot of people were like, well, aren't you concerned about this? And I'll say, not really, because I'm embracing this time, this opportunity. So I had been writing, but it's like when you are, and it's like you're an artist with a 9-to-5,
right?
And so it's like when you're writing and you get that inspiration, you gotta stop, because you need to go take a shower and
you got to move your mouse a little bit.
Yeah. It's like and so I really have been taking advantage of the time.
Yeah.
And really utilizing it. Like I was looking at my song book, and I think I have maybe about 10 pages left.
That's awesome.
So my goal has been to write something, whether it's a word, a phrase, or a complete song.
Yeah.
So, and like today, like I got a little boost in my spirit, and I was like, ooh. But I couldn't, the words weren't coming to me, so I just wrote a phrase.
Gotcha.
And I was like, eventually I'll come back to it, because so many people say some songs take years to write, some take months to write, So I'm not trying to push myself, but yes, to your question, I'm writing, I'm meditating, I'm praying more, I'm just doing more of the things I need from it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been taking advantage of it too. I mean, I think that especially for poets, it came at the right time because for anybody who doesn't know, April is National Poetry Month, and poets around the world we challenge ourselves to write a poem a day for 30 days.
Oh, wow.
So it was like the perfect timing because we're home now. So now we don't have an excuse, Yeah. Although, I mean, I have been like I'm behind right now. Like I'm 2 poems behind, but still being able to have that choice of being able to sit at home and write, when I feel like writing,
Right.
So there's a quote. So in continuing to talk about what's going on, Nina Simone is one of my favorite all-time artists. And she has this quote where she says, an artist's duty is to reflect the times. What is your stance on that? And how do you see that as it applies to 2020?
Yeah, I definitely feel like if we are inspired, and I think naturally, most artists, unless you turn that, because you can't turn that knob off or that switch off. I think naturally we are feeling. Mm-hmm. We are, because we have to feel in order to put out certain energy. And so, that being said, I do believe that I feel like it's innate for us to write something in reflection of the time.
Yeah.
For example, my new single that's out, Not Worried About, I did not intend to write anything concerning coronavirus or, you know what I mean? Because I was like, it's enough people with all these quotes, with all these scriptures. It's enough of that. You know what I mean? Nobody else needs another song to remind them of what's going on. But it was like one day I was up and I was like, so sick of these. Now I'm trying, people. I'm so sick of these now. These ninjas right here writing about. I want people to know, for those of you guys who are going to listen to this podcast, who go to church, who read the Bible, I'm a believer. Okay, right. All of these, believe in Jesus, Holy Ghost, all that kind of stuff. But if I hear one more scripture about being on your knees and pray, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, how about we just tell people, what are you supposed to get from this time at this moment?
Right.
What is the good that could come out of it?
What's the positive?
Right, and that was the point. I mean, to be honest, that was the point of me writing this song, was to say, what good are you guys can do? What good can we get from this?
Yeah.
And different things like that. Let's wear our masks and put on our gloves and different things like that. But then don't worry about it.
Right.
Just be yourself, have a good time, but yeah,
So speaking of your song, actually let's see if we can get into it. And yeah. So then we'll pick it back up after. Woo! I love it. Yes, I love that. So, what are you hoping? I know you explained, what started it or what kind of sparked the thought behind that song. What are you hoping that people get from that?
Well, I'm hoping that, it'll allow people to maybe flip the condescending feeling or the mistrust, and just kind of, thinking a better way concerning, like I said earlier, what good can come from this, things like that. How else can I grow from this situation? So, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, it can kind of just change a person's attitude, in a moment, which is always my goal, is for somebody to walk away from listening to one of my songs or being at one of my shows and saying that their life has changed in some kind of way, or maybe the way they came is not the way they leave.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like, I'm looking at it in a positive light, right? When it comes to all of this stuff. I'm looking at it like, the air is clearer. I saw an article that said that there's like bodies of water that's clearing up that haven't been, you haven't been able to see through in years. There's less pollution. I saw that one of them saying that you could see the Himalayas for the first time in a very long time,
Wow.
So I think that it's a good thing. I know that there are people who are going stir crazy, and I know that, everybody's home situation isn't always ideal.
Right, yeah. Definitely.
But I still feel like, it's there's enough negativity out there, like there has to be some positivity. I really, really love all of the lives and stuff that people are doing. Well, did you see the Teddy Riley and Babyface?
Listen, I didn't. Listen, somebody sent me the link and I could not stop crying. And then it's like me and Blue Francois, Blue Francois, the photographer.
Yeah.
So he sent it to me because on Taste Test Live that I co-host with him and Damian Lamar, we were talking about baby. We were talking about the upcoming, that it was coming up. So, everybody's like all excited. And I said, Teddy Riley got dancers. He got a dance. He up there.
Yes.
And what was crazy to me was when he come and say, did you hear that? And then all you hear is Babyface go, yeah, man. Sounds good. Like,
well, Babyface, he don't really have a whole like range of emotions anyway. What was killing me was the comments from the celebrities. Like, I think I saw Snoop Dogg was like, help. Somebody was like, Teddy, go get one of your kids. Tony Braxton was going off on Twitter. Like, it was hilarious. I can't remember who it was. Oh, Tyrese. Tyrese was like, do we have to sit through 30 songs like this? I was like, yo, this is.
It was like, but what you get. But here's, to me, the difference was Teddy Riley was so excited, but if you look at all the battles, all they had were their laptops and click, it's like click, play your track. And I was like,
doing too much, bruh.
Did they have a dancer? It was like, what was so funny was doing it back. and then when the song will stop, he'll be like,
exactly. It was, oh my gosh, listen, that thing.
I was like,
bruh, you doing too much. You doing.
It was hilarious, and I intended to watch the rematch, which was supposed to be
last night. I saw it. It was cool. It was actually pretty good. Okay. Baby, I didn't realize how shady Babyface is. Babyface threw. Listen, Babyface threw so much shade at Teddy Riley. There was one song that Teddy did, and Babyface was like, was that did you write? Did you produce that? And he was like, Teddy was like, it's a remix. And Babyface was like, oh, okay, I didn't know we were doing remixes in this thing. But then he said, well, I don't write remixes anyway.
Oh my God. Do they still have it?
I don't know. I think you might be able to go on to IG Live on one of their pages. But that thing, when I tell you that took me out. And Babyface said it so calm. I don't write remixes, so.
Well, it was like one song. It was like one song where on the first one, mm-hmm. where Teddy Riley, after he got done, it was crazy. It was awesome though. But it was like after he got done, Babyface was like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, man, something. I was like, that's something I would do. Just be real calm.
Yeah.
You don't want to offend the other person. You're just like, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, because really, it's either way, it's virtual. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go all out, and everybody's at home. We just chill.
Everybody was like, Teddy Riley forgot about social distancing.
Right, you got all them people in there. Crazy. All right, so as we start to wrap up, MJ, I want to really because I already know, or I love you, and I'm one of your biggest fans. But what is it that you ultimately want people who have never heard of MJbaker, what is it that you want them to know about you through your music?
I would say, I guess what you're gonna realize is I'm just as stupid as you. I'm just as gullible. I can fall in and out of love. That I haven't talked about. I haven't talked about that one. I can't testify to falling out of love. But I guess to get to know me is that I'm just as goofy. I'm just, I like this, the new music, the music that that I'm writing right now. This is what I'll say. It's a lot, it has a lot to do with love. It has a lot to do with various first, love of self, loving another person, breakup. What happens, how do you feel when that happens? How do you, I have a song about daddy issues, where I'm just talking about my relationship, just giving people, giving a little testimony about my relationship with my dad, and how unaware he probably was that he left me some scars, at some point, and I'm thankful that I'm healed of that, so I can write about it. Yeah. So it's just like, it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm, this next project, I'm hoping, I want people to get an insight more and more and more as to who I am, and I'm not always serious. I call you all the time. I'm always texting her, America. I'm always texting her.
Listen, so if people heard our conversations, they'll be like, what the heck? What is wrong with y'all?
What are they talking about? I just, because it's funny, because when people come up to me, and let's say I have a drink in my hand, they always ask me, MJ, you drink? Or,
right.
And my favorite is gin and tonic, or tequila and tonic, whatever. Yeah. It's like, I want people to know that I'm human, and I think people, because my demeanor when I'm in a crowd is very key. Yeah. Because I don't know people. So, and then if I still don't know you, you won't get to know me. So, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, no, it did perfectly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So I think the
Thank you for tuning in to the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast. You're listening to my interview with the one and only MJbaker. Check out some of her music right now.
Next project or next song is going to be, okay, she's walking. Okay, she's got her balance now, and she kind of figured out the world a little bit, figured herself out. So I want it to be, I want people to, I would like to show the sexy side of myself.
Okay, sexy MJ. Yes.
So, I like a little rug and tug.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's what's up. So what I know you mentioned that you have a project coming up. What else is coming up for MJbaker? What else are you doing during your quarantine and chill?
You know what? Basically, my house is the cleanest that it has ever been. It's like, bitch, where you been? So it's.
I think it's like that for a lot of people.
I'm like
finding stuff.
Yeah, I'm finding stuff. Listen, I clean the kitchen like every hey, I wake up going, what can I do? Oh, you already did that. You know what I mean? It's like, like I was mad last week because a friend gave me some little things that you can hang on the wall to put candles in them.
Yeah.
And they were black, so I wanted to spray paint them to go with color scheme. And I found me some glitter spray paint. And what I didn't realize, you got to spray paint in a regular color, then put the glitter spray paint on there. Yeah. Otherwise, it looks like nothing.
Yeah.
So then I go to Walmart, get more of the glitter spray paint, and there is none. You talking about somebody having about some spray paint for a candle holder? I was going
because when you put your mind on something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna get this together, just little different things like that. And so I just really, I cooked every day before, but I feel like I'm cooking more. I done put myself on a diet. I ain't lost no weight.
It's okay, me either. It's all right. We're gonna get it together.
But it's not, it's not like I'm sitting around here eating chips and different stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, I said, well, okay, all right, well, I guess it's not for me to lose weight. It's not for a diet. I just want to
just enjoy it. Shoot.
I've been meditating. I went and bought me a yoga mat. So I can start doing some yoga, in-house yoga.
See, everything. See, all of this, and I bet you this is stuff that you wanted to do before.
Yeah.
But never had time.
And it's like, okay, so, plus size yoga is more forgiving than regular yoga. And so, but yoga is...
It's serious.
Woo, hey, let me tell you something. And they be talking about, come on, do this, hold up the leg and the arm. I'm like, you gotta give me a choice. A or B.
I can't do A or B.
I'm not gonna do both. Not right now. I'm gonna feel the both.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So I've been having a good time. And let me tell you something, I can only last for 10. They gonna only get a good 8-10 minutes yoga.
But that's good. That's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. I become a mixologist.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, girl. I said, oh, I'm gonna make me a cocktail tonight. So I smushed up some blueberries. I just be watching what the people do. I said, put some tequila in there with some lime and some club soda. And then I got my thermos and I shook it up like the little shit.
Like you at the club.
Yep. So my hey, what you drinking?
What you want? What you want?
Very lime special.
I love it. I saw somebody say that they cleaned out their house and they found that they didn't even realize that they had a flute.
What?
A flute.
A flute?
Yeah, she said she didn't realize she had a flute. And she was like, I cleaned up the house and found a flute. I was like, oh, okay. But I've been doing the same thing. But I realized too how much unnecessary shit I buy.
Yeah.
I got 6 pairs of the same black sweatpants. I don't even know how the hell that happened. Have no idea.
But do you think it's because, because I know that I might have a lot of the same thing, but it's because I'll say, well, what is that? What if I get a hold of it?
Oh, no.
My favorite pair.
I got it because I just buy unnecessary shit.
Oh, okay. No, I do too now. Now, this is what I had. I cleaned out my cabinets in my kitchen. I said, bitch, stop going grocery shopping. Because
you go to the store now one more time.
I said, let me tell you something. It's like, okay, so I make my own scrub. I got 2 things of 5-pound sugar, and then I just went to the store and got one. I was like, what am I doing here? So I just started going through all my cabinets and just taking inventory. So it's like, I doubled and tripled paycheck.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been enjoying it, and you know what? I've really been enjoying my introverted side.
Yeah.
And, you know, not having to, and to be honest, when you are an artist, and you know, just like you're the artist, you're the manager, you're the event planner, you're the this and that. So this has been a very calming time for me, because every weekend when you're gigging and you're doing something, and you have to think about the songs that you need to learn, or the songs that you need to sing, and you gotta deal with people not learning music, or you gotta manage people live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, it's a lot of work. And so I said, now I know why music managers get tempted.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot
because you are not managing just the business. You are managing the life of the artist.
Yes. You are managing the people. Yeah.
And so it's like, for me, I just want, you know, somebody who's going to come in and not have a problem.
Right.
But that's not what it is. I see a look on your face, and then I have to counsel you for 15, 20 minutes before the gig.
Yep, exactly.
To make sure you're okay, so your mind is in the show.
Right, so you can actually be present.
Right.
Yeah, trust me, I get it. Well, good. I think it's important for all of us to definitely take advantage of this time, finding the positive, and cleaning out closets and cleaning out cabinets, and, you know, not buying unnecessary shit, but really just taking it in and taking the opportunity to clean up. But yeah, so tell the people how. I'm going to put it all in the podcast once I figure out how to work all this. I'm just being real. So tell people how they can reach out, how they can reach you, and most importantly, give out your Cash App and Venmo, just in case people want to donate and bless you.
Okay, so website www.MJbaker, I have to make sure I put 3 W's. MJbakermusic.com. That's my website. And then you guys can find me at MJbaker Music on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. So it's very consistent. And also, I write a blog called Alien Living, the journey of authenticity. You know, every other Monday, I write a blog about what I've experienced over the past couple of days or weeks. So very, very interesting. So please look that up, and it's at www.mpn-llc.com. And my Cash App is $$ MJbaker.
MJbaker Music. Boom. And that's capital M, capital J, little B.
Yes. Do not fuck that shit. Oh my God. And then, you know what? So, quick story. I know you're trying to get it.
Oh, no, you're good.
So, okay, so you know when you go to the distributor platform, so that you pick stuff, title, all that stuff. So when I first did Feel Something, I was rushing through it, because when you have to do a whole album, they ask you the same questions over and over again. But when it got to them saying, you know, the part about spelling of my name, I was rushing, and I think I had the caps lock on. So I did M, and then I don't know what I did, but I have, so my name, when you go to these sites, it says capital M, lowercase J, lowercase B-A-K.
Oh.
Real crazy. So I was, and then I said, well, maybe it'll make people wonder, why is the J lowercase? Is that a mystery thing? And so when I uploaded the new single to a new platform, I was, you know, Googling, how do I change that shit? Because, oh my gosh, I don't want people to put that on flyers, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to completely erase your information from the other
platform. Man.
Start over. on the new platform to get your name spelled correctly.
That's crazy. Man. Well, so for all of the upcoming artists out there, now you know, make sure. Pay attention, take your time, because once it's out there, it is out there.
It is out.
Well, thank you so much, MJ. This was really cool.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about everything that's happening for you, about the new project and everything. So for those of you out there, if you're interested in continuing to listen to Random Thoughts of Rain, I will be doing a podcast with a different guest every first and third Tuesday. I have no idea who my next guest is going to be, but we'll see. So it'll come to me, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. So peace.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, MJ. Have you subscribed to this podcast yet? What are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it right now. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on all of your social media stalking apps. We appreciate your continued support of not only the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast, but everything I Am Love Reigns does. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. So make sure you spread the word. Make sure you continue to support us, and make sure you stay tuned.